Black woman schools Trump on live television. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Watch this clip and I'll come back with some more.
From the day I was born, I was considered uninsurable. That disease, and from the day I was born, I was considered uninsurable. That disease started in my skin, moved to my eyes, into my optic nerves, and when I went to graduate school, into my brain. When it hit my brain, I was automatically eligible for disability for the rest of my life. I chose instead to get a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, and become a professor.
It's great.
It is great, except I still have similar healthcare problems. It costs me, with copays, I'm still paying almost $7,000 a year in addition to the copay, and should pre-existing conditions which Obamacare brought to fruition be removed.
No.
Please stop and let me finish my question, sir. Should that be removed within a 36 to 72 hour period without my medication, I will be dead. And I want to know what it is that you're going to do to assure that people like me who work hard, we do everything we're supposed to do, can stay insured. It's not my fault that I was born with this disease. It's not my fault that I'm a black woman and in the medical community I'm minimized and not taken seriously. I want to know what you are going to do about that.
So I honestly don't understand, and I was in shock that there is still a court case going on about repealing the Obamacare Affordable Care Act, and I just was in disbelief. And I honestly feel like this case has nothing to do with unlawful legalese. It has everything to do with Trump's hate that Barack Obama is much more of an articulate man, much more of an educated man, much more of a leader than Trump would ever be. I mean, you can just take Michael Cohen, for example, and I believe him, although I read him for filth when he was on The View, that Trump just hates the man because he's black. He hates the man because he went to Harvard School. He hates the man because he's more educated. He hates the man because he's a much more better leader than he is. And he hates the man because the Affordable Care Act ensured multi-millions people around the world, including myself, who lost that insurance because at that time, I was working 2 jobs, because at that time I was looking for an apartment, because at that time I was homeless, sleeping in my car. And so that second job that I had was pretty much a job that I didn't need, because I ended up getting an apartment based on my first job's income. So I lost that insurance. And to be honest with you guys, health insurance has always been confusing to me. You're always told that, okay, you can get Medicaid, and then when you're 18, 19 years old, you end up losing that. And then, when you just have your parents take care of it for a considerable period of time, you just really don't educate yourself on the matter. I'm familiar with different health insurances out there, from Aetna, from Humana, to Blue Cross Blue Shields, but just the different deductibles and the different plans that they have, to me, is literally confusing. I just want a plan to where I can go to the doctor and I don't have to wait hours on end to be seen. That's what I want. And so this woman here, Dr. Black, is a professor at Kutztown University. She teaches African American literature. I actually reached out to her by email, but she did not respond. She went on CNN and she went on Joy Reid's show. And I just watched a clip of her on CNN, and she was stating that after the interview, she basically bawled down. Like, she just really was leaning on the wall crying. And that pretty much gave her the decision to vote for the Biden-Harris ticket, because Trump really didn't answer a question. Matter of fact, based on the clips that I've watched, he didn't answer any question whatsoever. And literally for about 2 years now, he's been saying that there's going to be a new plan, a new healthcare plan. And like I said before, to me, this is more of an ego trip. This is more a testament to Trump's ego trip that Obama is the better president than Trump. I mean, I also saw a clip of Obama basically predicting that there is going to be a pandemic within 5 years of his administration. And I believe from watching that could have been his first term, or maybe the beginning of his second term. So, this was in the books. And you know what? I was also reading this article on USA News, and the title goes Rumor, Disparity, and Distrust Why Black Americans Face an Uphill Battle Against COVID 19. And you guys, I just want to apologize to the black community. Like, sometimes I just feel like, y'all are complaining and y'all, using the race card and so on and so forth. And then I look at myself and I look at where I came from, look at where my parents come from, and literally the same testament that you guys are facing, but is literally equivalent, but more on a more violent level and more on a more social injustice level to where African Americans were 100 years ago. You know, Palestinians in Palestine are basically jailed under long periods of terms for limited violent reasons. They are mistreated in jails. They aren't allowed to live in places because of where they come from. They're not allowed to basically cross a barrier that's an Israeli settlement. However, the Israeli settlements are having settlements in the Palestinian territories, which is illegal according to international law. So with where my roots come and from where I come from, I can definitely sympathize and I can definitely feel the series of oppression that Black Americans face. And I was reading this article, and it deals with healthcare, and it deals with how African Americans are undermined in the healthcare medical community. And this is what Dr. Black was talking about. And the first sentence on USA News says decades of unequal treatment and poor health outcomes threaten to undermine the Black community during the current coronavirus pandemic. And, Idris Elba actually just sent out a PSA to people saying, hey, your skin color won't protect you from the coronavirus. He basically said, Black people, please, please, please understand that coronavirus, you can get it. Trying to quash a rumor swirling through cyberspace. There are so many stupid, ridiculous conspiracy theories about Black people not being able to get it. That's dumb and stupid, all right? That is the quickest way to get more Black people killed. And in reality, a lot of people feel like they are undermining the medical community. A lot of African Americans feel like they're undermined in the medical communities, which to me, it's very sad. It's very sad that African Americans feel that way because, they feel like there's going to be a sense of, a racial bias because, hey, I'm a Black person and here's a white doctor that is seeing me. And to me, to really just put myself in that situation, think, okay, well, I feel this way in the medical community. I feel this way in the law enforcement community. And it's really just dangerous and it's really sad, which really brings up to the fact what Dr. Black was talking about, that she is seen by the color of her skin rather than the morality of her character, and she's undermined as a black woman in the medical community. And all Trump said, well, I hope you're not undermined, which is BS, because behind the scenes you're undermining Black people. And in reality, African Americans are more susceptible. They're more likely to get this virus because, according to USA News, many Black African Americans hold hourly low-wage jobs. Fear of lost wages or loss of employment may lead African Americans and other vulnerable Americans to try to work when they are ill, contributing to further spread of disease within their communities. There are a lot of people right now who have the virus, who had the virus already, and they're still working. Black communities suffer from higher rates of conditions like asthma, obesity, diabetes, and kidney disease, problems that experts say could make COVID-19 more damaging if they get it. African Americans also have less access to health care and paid sick leave, and poor access to quality health care. Research indicates African Americans are more likely than whites to rely on hospital emergency rooms for primary care departments that soon may be overwhelmed with anticipated surges of COVID-19 patients. And this goes back to opportunity zones. This goes back to what Sarah Sanders was talking about on Sean Hannity when I did a video about it, that Trump has helped African American communities with opportunity zones and has helped donate money to HBCUs. Yes, he did donate money to HBCUs, but the opportunity zones that were created in low-income communities were only the benefit for people that make the big bucks. Was only a tax break for people that make the big bucks. And the higher promise that they gave to African American communities was undervalued. You know, African American communities was not a part of the establishments that was created within opportunity zones. It was not part of the facilities, were not hired in terms of its opportunity zone. So for Trump to even say that these zones were created on the behalf of African American communities is very despicable, because it hasn't done anything. It hasn't done anything. And for him to say that he's done criminal reform, okay, well, yeah, okay, you've done that. You've gotten some, you know, thousands of African Americans out of jail that dealt with you know, lower crimes, maybe selling something that they should have been selling, but yet they were given a big sentence without parole, which is crazy, which is another issue that's been involved. And Kim Kardashian has helped you as well. But at the same time, you know, the prison system is still effed up. But I do give him credit for doing that. But I'm going to discredit you for basically trying to repeal this Affordable Care Act for people who are suffering from COVID-19 due to you not revealing the fact that what you knew before, due to you trying to downplay, due to you thinking, okay, this is going to go away over time, you know, while at the same time going to be correlated with the number of deaths if we don't have a vaccine. And in reality, you guys, I'm just like, I tried to, you know, do my research, you know, after I left my job. And I try to just come at this with a good mind and say, you know what, let me just do my research and come to a realization of why I actually despise this man. Then I was like looking at this man differently. I'm like, okay, well, he's trying to establish a peace treaty in Palestine. Let me wait that out and see how it goes. You know, he's trying to establish some type of healthcare plan, healthcare system, which he hasn't established that. You know, he's worked with the African American communities with donations to HBCUs, with opportunity zones, which just hasn't been as affected as they are. And, you know, he's downplayed this pandemic, and he's cost the lives of people financially and personally. Like, he's affected millions of people. You know, yes, 200,000 people passed away, but he affected the whole country itself. And I'm tired of it. And at the same time, you know, this whole international diplomacy that the right is keep bringing up and keep saying that there's peace in the Middle East. The peace in the Middle East is not peace for Palestinians. It's not peace from where my parents come from. You know, this peace is only for the favor of Saudi Arabia. This peace is only in the favor of the United Arab Emirates. This peace is only favored for the higher developed countries with money and for the pockets of Donald Trump. And, you know, I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of it. And although the fact that I do despise Biden and that I just wish the Electoral College would go away, and I wish a third party vote. I wish history just changed. I wish the constitutional history changed when it comes to having more options to vote for a better leader for this country for 4 to 8 years. But you know what? I'm just going to have to succumb to the fact that I'm going to have to vote for the lesser master, you know, the lesser master in society. And it sucks that we still in society, people of color, black people, we still have to be selective and pick the best of the worst, you know. And I feel like we shouldn't have to do that in 2020, going into 2021. And I've been ranting on a rampage. It's been 12 minutes into this video. I'm sorry about that. And I wish you guys well. I'm just pissed off. I'm just mad about this country.